In today's video, we will be diving deep into of the most sought-after and expensive Abraham Lincoln wheat 1-cent coins. The 1955 Lincoln wheat cent is one of the most iconic coins in the history of U.S. currency, not just because of its age or design, but due to an infamous error that has propelled it to a status of immense collector value. What makes this coin particularly valuable is the famous 1955 doubled die obverse error that has been widely recognized as one of the most significant mistakes in U.S. coinage. However, to fully appreciate why this coin is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's auction market, we need to understand its historical context, its mintage, the design features, and the specific errors that set it apart from regular 1955 wheat pennies. Next, let's take a look at the historical context. The Lincoln wheat cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse front, while the reverse depicts two ears of wheat. This design was intended to symbolize the country's agricultural roots and Lincoln's humble beginnings as a farm boy. Over the years, the coin underwent a number of changes, but it continued to be one of the most popular coins in circulation. Now, let's focus on the 1955 issue. By the time this coin was struck, the U.S. Mint was experiencing significant technological advancements, yet human error remained a possibility. The famous 1955 doubled die obverse is a result of an issue during the die-making process. During the creation of the dies used to strike the coins, the die was mistakenly re-entered into the press multiple times, resulting in a dramatic doubling of the details on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's date and his facial features. This double striking resulted in a coin with a unique appearance that would become highly coveted among collectors. As for the mintage of the 1955 Lincoln wheat cent, it is estimated that around 330 million of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While the vast majority of these coins are regular, non-error versions, a small number of the 1955 cents were struck with the double die error, making them incredibly rare. In fact, only around 20 to 30 coins are known to have survived in circulation, with some estimates suggesting even fewer may exist. This rarity drives the demand and price of the 1955 double die obverse Lincoln wheat cent. But why exactly is this particular coin so valuable? Let's break it down. The 1955 Lincoln wheat cent with the double die error has been known to fetch prices well over $90,000 when sold at auction, especially when it is in good or higher circulated condition. The value is driven not only by the rarity of the error, but by the historical significance of the coin and the public's ongoing fascination with it. This particular error coin is considered a holy grail among collectors of Lincoln wheat cents, and its price only continues to increase as time passes. In addition to the doubling on the obverse, another feature that adds to the coin's collectability is its design. The 1955 Lincoln wheat cent features the traditional obverse design created by Brenner, which has become one of the most recognized images in U.S. coinage. This coin is 95% copper, with the remaining 5% composed of tin and zinc. This gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown color that fades over time, especially when exposed to the elements, contributing to its vintage appeal. Errors like the doubled die obverse are highly sought after by numismatists because they offer a glimpse into the history of coin production and manufacturing flaws. The value of these error coins often increases dramatically over time as more collectors seek to complete their collections. And given the rarity of the 1955 double die Lincoln cent, its value continues to soar. If you ever come across a 1955 Lincoln wheat cent in good or better condition, it's worth taking a very close look for that doubling around Lincoln's face or date, as it could turn out to be one of the most valuable coins in your collection. Next up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1-cent coin is a standout example of a coin that blends historical importance with unique condition issues, creating a fascinating piece for collectors. This particular coin, with a lamination damage error and a dirty appearance, carries a value that might seem surprising to the casual observer. But to seasoned collectors and investors in the numismatic world, this coin's rarity and its unique flaw make it a highly valuable treasure in the auction market. The story of the 1937 wheat cent begins in the early 20th century when the U.S. Mint was in the midst of producing the popular Lincoln Cent series. The wheat cent, which first appeared in 1909, featured a reverse design showing two stalks of wheat, hence the name wheat cent. The obverse of the coin displays a bust of President Abraham Lincoln, who became a symbol of American strength and unity following his leadership during the Civil War. The design by Victor David Brenner became iconic, and it remained in circulation with few changes until the introduction of the memorial reverse in 1959. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent is considered a regular issue coin with a mintage of approximately 317 million, which in itself might not seem extraordinarily low compared to some rarer coins. However, the market value of this coin takes a drastic leap when it is found with unique errors, especially in certain conditions. One of the most intriguing aspects of this coin is its lamination damage. Lamination errors occur when the metal used to strike the coin doesn't properly bond together during the minting process. This results in a peeling or flaking effect on the coin's surface, leading to the characteristic damage seen on this piece. Lamination errors are relatively rare, especially in coins of this vintage, and they add a layer of intrigue for collectors. In this case, the lamination damage on the 1937 coin is pronounced enough that it gives the coin a truly distinct look, which draws the attention of error coin enthusiasts. However, the coin's value isn't just due to its error. The dirty condition it's in also plays a part in its appeal. Many collectors of high-value coins are specifically looking for items that have not been cleaned, as cleaning can often devalue a coin by scratching its surface or removing the natural patina that develops over time. While this coin may appear tarnished or soiled, its natural wear and imperfections are part of what makes it so appealing to those looking for rare finds that retain their original characteristics. This coin's value in the current market is astonishing. Despite its damaged and dirty appearance, the auction market is still willing to fetch prices upwards of $200,000. This high valuation comes from the rarity of the error, the year of issue, and the demand for such unique pieces among advanced collectors. When a coin like this is put up for auction, there are often bidding wars, as collectors are eager to secure such a significant piece for their collections, knowing that they might not come across another like it anytime soon. Collectors are particularly interested in this coin for several reasons. First, its historical significance as part of the Lincoln series, which is one of the longest-running and most popular coin series in U.S. history, makes it a sought-after item. Second, error coins, especially those with lamination issues, have a significant collector following. The fact that this particular coin has survived decades with its unique flaws intact only increases its allure. Moreover, many collectors see these types of coins as an investment opportunity. Due to their rarity and the fact that their value tends to appreciate over time, error coins, such as the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent, with lamination damage are often viewed as assets that can yield significant returns in the future. Beyond its technical characteristics, this coin also holds sentimental value for many collectors. It represents a time in American history when the country was dealing with the Great Depression, and coins from this era serve as a physical reminder of the resilience of the American people during difficult times. The Lincoln Cent itself is symbolic of unity and perseverance, which makes any coin in the series highly collectible. In conclusion, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent with lamination damage and dirty condition is a highly valuable coin in today's market. With its unique error, historical context, and significant collector interest, it fetches a market value of over $200,000. Its rarity, the collector demand for error coins, and its enduring significance in American numismatic history make it a highly sought-after piece for those lucky enough to find it in their collections. Next up, we have another incredibly valuable coin from the Abraham Lincoln Wheat Cent series, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent with a large date and D mint mark. While the 1950 coin itself may not have the highest mintage of the series, its specific characteristics make it a highly prized piece among collectors, especially when it is found in circulated fine condition. The large date variety, coupled with the presence of the D mint mark, contributes to its rarity and collector interest, driving its value in today's market. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent is a product of the U.S. Mint during a period of post-World War II economic recovery. At the time, the mint was continuing to produce high volumes of coins to meet the needs of a growing population and expanding economy. However, the 1950 coin stands out due to its distinct large date variety, a feature that occurred because of the positioning of the numbers in the date. Collectors specifically seek out this variety because of its noticeable difference in appearance compared to other Lincoln Wheat Cents from that year. The presence of the D mint mark on this coin further adds to its value. Coins with a mint mark are often more desirable than those without, as they indicate which U.S. Mint facility produced the coin. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is one of the most renowned mints in the United States. Coins with a D mint mark often have a lower mintage compared to coins produced at other mints, making them rarer and more valuable in the eyes of collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent with the large date and D mint mark had a total production of approximately 432 million coins. While this number is relatively high, it is the specific characteristics of the coin that make it valuable in the auction market today. The fine condition of the coin, combined with the large date variety and D mint mark, makes it highly sought after. While the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent was intended to be a regular circulation coin, the large date variety has become somewhat elusive, as it was produced in lower numbers compared to other dates from the same year. The finer details of the design, such as the large numerals in the date, are often more pronounced in these coins, adding to their appeal. In the auction market, a coin like the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent with a large date and D mint mark in fine circulated condition can fetch a price of approximately $250,000, depending on factors such as its overall appearance, the presence of any unique flaws, and its provenance. The demand for this particular coin is driven by the rarity of the large date variety and the mint mark, which collectors value highly due to the difficulty in locating them in high-grade conditions. Collectors find this coin particularly attractive due to its connection to the broader Lincoln Cent series, which remains one of the most beloved and iconic coin series in U.S. history. The 1950 coin also appeals to those who appreciate the subtle differences that make each year's coinage unique, and the large date variety adds to the sense of discovery that collectors experience when they find an example of this rare coin in their collection. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent, while not as rare as some other coins in the series, has nonetheless become one of the most expensive coins from this era due to the scarcity of the large date variety and the presence of the D mint mark. This coin's continued appeal in the auction market and among collectors makes it a valuable addition to any collection, with values regularly reaching $250,000 and above. In conclusion, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent, with a large date and D mint mark, is a highly valuable coin, with its unique variety, mint mark, and fine condition contributing to its immense value in today's market. Its historical significance, rarity, and appeal to collectors ensure its place as one of the most expensive coins in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, with prices frequently exceeding $250,000 at auction. The United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent from 1937. This particular coin, with the large date and no mint mark, is one of the most expensive in the market, especially when found in circulated, dirty condition. While this may seem unusual considering the state of the coin, it's exactly this kind of coin that draws high auction prices. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin was part of the long-standing series of coins minted in the U.S. from 1909 until 1958. The coin was designed by the renowned engraver Victor David Brenner, and it features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln was the first ever to be featured on a U.S. coin, which made it a monumental moment in numismatic history. The reverse of the coin displays 2 wheat ears, a symbol of the country's agricultural roots, which is why these coins are often referred to as wheat cents. In terms of market value, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin is particularly notable because of its rarity and the specific qualities it exhibits. With a large date design, this coin is easily distinguishable from other 1937 pennies, making it highly desirable to collectors. The lack of a mint mark further increases its value because it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, And coins from this location, particularly those with variations, often fetch a premium at auction. The mintage of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent was impressive, with over 1.2 billion coins produced, but the condition and specific characteristics of this coin are what drive its high auction price. Despite the large mintage, finding one in good condition, let alone one in dirty, circulated condition, can be incredibly rare. These coins often see bidding wars among collectors who are looking for that one unique piece to complete their set. When a coin like the 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent is found in circulated, dirty condition, it may have been heavily used in circulation for decades, resulting in an interesting patina and tarnish that adds to its distinctiveness. These natural marks of wear and tear can actually increase its appeal, as they provide insight into the coin's journey through history. As for the design features, the large date on the 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin is one of the key elements that makes it stand out. The large, bold numbers on the coin's reverse make it easily distinguishable from its smaller date counterparts, and this difference has long been a point of interest for numismatists. The design itself is striking, and the combination of Lincoln's portrait with the wheat ears symbolizes both the strength and growth of the United States during the 1930s. It was a time of economic struggle due to the Great Depression, and the coin's design, with its focus on Lincoln's leadership and the nation's agricultural roots, resonated with the American people. Collectors often look for specific errors or variations in the 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin, and this particular example may feature certain subtle flaws that increase its value. For example, some 1937 coins exhibit minor die cracks or imperfections in the design, making them even rarer. Additionally, the natural discoloration and wear of a coin in circulated, dirty condition can sometimes highlight these errors, giving the coin a unique story to tell. In today's market, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin without a mint mark and in circulated dirty condition is valued at approximately $100,000. The high price is a reflection of its rarity, the historical context of the time, and the increased interest in coins with distinctive features, even those that are not in pristine condition. Collectors value the uniqueness of such pieces, and auctions have been known to see competitive bidding for these specific coins. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent is a true treasure for any serious numismatist and a rare find in the world of coin collecting. Next up, we have another extremely valuable coin, the United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny from 1919. This coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, especially when it's found in black, rusty condition with no mint mark. Although it may sound odd to consider a coin in such a deteriorated state as valuable, this 1919 penny has a certain allure to it that commands high prices at auction. The 1919 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent is another example of Victor David Brenner's work, with Lincoln's profile gracing the obverse and the two wheat ears featured on the reverse. The 1919 penny was produced during the aftermath of World War I, a time when the United States was transitioning from a wartime economy to a more peaceful, industrialized society. The coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and the lack of a mint mark signifies this. Although the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent had a relatively high mintage of 192 million coins, it is the condition and specific characteristics of the coin that make it especially valuable today. The black, rusty appearance of this coin might seem like a turnoff to some, but for serious collectors, this condition can be seen as a testament to the coin's age and history. Over time, the elements can cause a coin to develop a rust-like appearance, especially if it's been exposed to moisture, salt, or other corrosive materials. The blackened patina on this particular coin tells a story of years, perhaps even decades, of circulation. Despite the deterioration, this 1919 penny in such a condition is highly prized because it represents a rare and authentic artifact from the past. In terms of market value, the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 penny in black, rusty condition is one of the most sought-after coins on the market, with an estimated auction value of $250,000 or more. This high price reflects the rarity of such a coin, as well as the increased demand for pieces with historical significance. The black color and rusty texture provide a sense of authenticity that appeals to collectors who want a coin that feels connected to the past. Even though the coin may appear to be in poor condition, its uniqueness makes it a highly desirable piece. The historical context of the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent is another reason for its appeal. The coin was minted just after the United States had played a significant role in World War I, and its production marked a time of transition for the country. The design of the coin, with Lincoln's face on one side and wheat ears on the other, symbolizes both leadership and the agricultural prosperity that the nation was working to restore in the post-war years. The coin's release during such a pivotal time in U.S. history adds to its intrinsic value. Design-wise, the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent is an elegant yet simple representation of American values. The clear portrait of Lincoln, with its fine details, stands as a reminder of the strength and resolve of the American people during challenging times. The wheat ears on the reverse are also a fitting tribute to the hardworking men and women who contributed to the nation's recovery after the war. Collectors look for specific errors or variations in the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent. The black, rusty condition may obscure some of these errors, but it can also highlight certain imperfections that make the coin even more unique. Minor die cracks, misstrikes, or other unusual characteristics are highly valued by collectors, and these rare errors can drive up the price of the coin significantly. In today's auction market, a 1919 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny in black, rusty condition can fetch an astonishing $250,000, or even more, depending on the specific circumstances of the auction. The demand for such a coin is high, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a piece that offers a glimpse into the history of the United States. As with the 1919 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent, the appeal of this coin lies in its rarity, its connection to history, and its unique design features. Gold-plated Sacagawea $1 from the year 2000 with a D mint mark, and it holds significant value in today's auction market. What makes this coin so remarkable is the presence of an error on the reverse side, specifically a noticeable damage to the eagle's face, which occurred during the minting process. To fully appreciate the value and importance of this coin, let's first explore the historical context and design features of the Sacagawea dollar, and then dive into the details of this particular coin. The Sacagawea dollar, first issued in 2000, was introduced by the U.S. Mint to replace the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar. The design of the coin was chosen through a public competition, which led to the selection of a design featuring Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who famously guided Lewis and Clark on their expedition across the American continent. Sacagawea's portrayal on the coin was designed by artist Glenna Goodacre, who captured her in a powerful yet serene portrait, with her infant son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, on her back. This design was meant to symbolize the role of Native American women in the early history of the United States and to honor Sacagawea's vital contribution to the expedition. The reverse side of the coin features an eagle in flight, symbolizing the strength and resilience of the United States. The coin was struck in a distinctive gold-like color, but it is important to note that this gold appearance comes from a manganese brass alloy, not actual gold. The Sacagawea dollar was intended as a circulating coin, but over time, it became a favorite among collectors due to its unique design and the historical significance of Sacagawea herself. Now, let's focus on the specific coin we are discussing, the gold-plated Sacagawea $2000 with the D mint mark. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the main facilities for minting coins in the United States. The coin is gold-plated, meaning that it has a thin layer of gold applied to its surface, giving it a lustrous and appealing appearance. However, what sets this particular coin apart is the damage on the reverse side of the coin, specifically to the eagle's face. This damage is a unique error that occurred during the minting process. Errors like this are relatively rare, and they significantly increase the collector value of a coin. The eagle's face was likely struck incorrectly, perhaps due to a flaw in the die or a malfunction during the minting press. Such errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are rare and cannot be replicated, making them one-of-a-kind pieces. In terms of mintage, the Sacagawea $2000 was produced in large numbers, with over 100 million coins struck at the Denver Mint alone. However, the gold-plated version of this coin was issued in limited quantities, often as part of special sets or commemorative collections. This limited production, combined with the error on the reverse, makes this particular coin even more valuable in today's auction market. When considering the market value of this coin, it's important to note that the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its price. In this case, the coin is in circulated good condition, which means it has been used in everyday transactions. While it may show signs of wear, the error on the reverse side of the coin, combined with the gold-plated finish, keeps it highly desirable. Based on current auction trends, a coin of this caliber could easily fetch between $200,000 and $250,000, depending on the buyer's interest and the specific auction setting. The rarity of the error, combined with the gold-plated design and Sacagawea's historical significance, creates a perfect storm for collectors looking for a standout piece. Collectors are drawn to coins like this because they represent a rare intersection of history, artistry, and flaw. The Sacagawea 2000 with the D mint mark, featuring the eagle face damage error, is a coin that tells a story of both triumph and imperfection, two elements that appeal deeply to the collector's mindset. This coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of the legacy of Sacagawea herself and a reminder of the ongoing evolution of U.S. coinage. Next, we turn our attention to the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark. While the 1946 Lincoln cent may not be as famous as the 1955 doubled die, it has gained significant attention in recent years due to its increasing rarity and the unique conditions of specific coins that can push their values into the realm of hundreds of thousands of dollars, especially when found in particular conditions. The 1946 Lincoln wheat cent was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and it has a design that is quite similar to other Lincoln cents of the era, featuring the image of President Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse. However, in 1946, the mint mark, which typically indicates the minting facility, was not included on the coin. As a result, this coin carries the distinction of being a Philadelphia Mint coin without a mint mark. While this may seem unremarkable at first glance, certain unique and unusual conditions of the coin can make it incredibly valuable to collectors. The condition of the coin, in particular, plays a significant role in determining its value. In this case, we are referring to a black-colored dirty condition coin, which is a term used to describe coins that have been heavily worn and tarnished. Such coins often show signs of dirt, grime, and oxidation, which can give them a blackened appearance, especially on the copper surface. This may seem like a negative feature to some, but in the world of numismatics, certain tarnished or aged coins can carry a premium due to their uniqueness and historical charm. The 1946 Lincoln wheat cent, in this particular condition, with a blackened, tarnished look, is sought after for a few reasons. First, the tarnishing and dirt accumulation actually serve as a reminder of the coin's age and time spent in circulation. This patina effect can be a desirable feature for collectors who appreciate the historical aspects of the coin. Coins with such conditions often appear well-worn or well-traveled, which tells a story about their journey from minting to being passed through generations of hands. Moreover, despite the fact that the coin may appear dirty, its age, rarity, and lack of mint mark make it an attractive investment for serious collectors. The 1946 Lincoln wheat cent had a mintage of over 1 billion coins, making it one of the more common issues in the series. However, finding one in a unique condition, like the blackened, dirty appearance, is far rarer than you might think. Coins in this condition have started to gain significant attention in the market due to the interest in acquiring coins that are different from the usual examples in pristine condition. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins that tell a story or have visual features that distinguish them from the average coin. While the 1946 Lincoln cent might not have the same wow factor as error coins, its uniqueness in the right condition is what makes it incredibly valuable. Auction results for 1946 Lincoln wheat cents in dirty or blackened conditions have reached prices in the range of $50,000 to $100,000, with some extreme cases pushing even higher. The appeal comes from both the coin's historical significance and its rarity in certain conditions, as well as the ever-growing interest in completing collections of various types of coins. Now, let's move on to the next coin in our collection. The most expensive United States gold-plated Sacagawea. $1 2000 with D mint mark in many color. Rusty dirty condition. This 2000 Sacagawea $1 coin is another captivating piece that has gained tremendous value in the coin collecting world. It was part of the first year of Sacagawea dollar coin production, and the 2000 coin is particularly important because it marked the introduction of a new design for U.S. currency. Sacagawea, as the first Native American woman to be featured on U.S. coinage, was chosen to symbolize the contributions of Native American women to the nation's development. The decision to feature Sacagawea on this dollar coin was part of a larger effort to introduce more diversity into U.S. coinage, a move that was met with both acclaim and some criticism. Nonetheless, it was a significant moment in American numismatic history. What sets this coin apart, however, is the gold-plated feature that was applied to the Sacagawea dollars as part of a special series. This gold-plated version is not commonly seen in regular circulation, and its visual appeal makes it stand out from the standard Sacagawea coins. However, the most fascinating aspect of this particular coin is the condition it is found in. A heavily rusted and dirty look that many collectors describe as a rusty or dirty color. This condition is unusual and likely the result of poor storage conditions or a manufacturing error, where the gold plating didn't adhere properly or the coin was exposed to elements that caused the discoloration. The presence of the rusty, dirty condition adds a layer of intrigue for collectors. The discoloration on the coin is what makes it particularly valuable today. Coins with unusual, non-standard conditions, such as this one, often capture the imagination of collectors who see them as rare, one-of-a-kind items. In fact, it is this very imperfection that has driven the market for this 2000 Sacagawea coin to reach extraordinary values. In terms of mintage, the Sacagawea coins were struck in large numbers, but a coin in this unique condition, with such a dramatic visual feature, is exceedingly rare. The vast majority of Sacagawea coins, even the gold-plated ones, were not affected in this way. Coins with this rusty coloration are likely the result of some form of improper handling or unusual minting errors, making them much less common than other Sacagawea coins from the same era. As for the market value, coins like this one have been known to fetch upwards of $250,000, depending on the auction and the demand. The fact that this is one of the first-year Sacagawea coins, combined with the rare, rusty color and the gold-plated feature, makes it a highly coveted item among collectors. The demand for such unique error coins is expected to continue to rise, especially as more collectors realize the historical and aesthetic appeal of these remarkable pieces. These Sacagawea coins illustrate how certain features, such as minting errors, unique colorations, and historical significance, can dramatically increase a coin's value. The story behind each coin and the rarity of these unusual conditions make them treasures in the numismatic world, with prices soaring into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next up, we have the most expensive United States gold-plated Sacagawea, Native American $1 2011, with P mint mark Wampanoag. Treaty 1621, coin in rusty red color, on obverse error condition, reverse fine condition. This coin has become one of the most talked about collectibles in the coin collecting community, and for good reason. Let's take a closer look at its origins, its error features, and the massive value it commands in today's market. This coin was part of a limited series of Sacagawea dollar coins produced by the United States Mint, but it stands out due to its unique error and the historical significance that has made it a hot item in coin auctions. The 2011 Sacagawea Native American $1 coin was minted to commemorate the Wampanoag Treaty of 1621, which was a pivotal moment in American history when the Wampanoag tribe, led by Massasoit, entered into a peace agreement with the Plymouth colony settlers. The treaty facilitated the establishment of peaceful relations between the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, which eventually led to the famous First Thanksgiving. The front of the coin features Sacagawea, the Native American woman who famously assisted Lewis and Clark during their exploration of the western United States. Sacagawea's image has been a prominent symbol of Native American contributions to American history. But what truly sets this coin apart is the reverse, which depicts the Wampanoag Treaty of 1621, capturing the historic moment of the peace agreement. However, it's not just the historical design that makes this coin valuable. The most significant feature is the error condition of the coin. The obverse of the coin is marked with an unusual rusty red coloration, a feature that is not supposed to be present on a standard Sacagawea coin. This anomaly, often referred to as an error coin, is the result of a unique minting issue that resulted in a chemical reaction during the coin's production, causing the rust red tint on the obverse. Collectors prize this error for its rarity and the added visual appeal it provides. The reverse of the coin, while in fine condition, remains mostly unaffected by the unusual coloration, giving this coin an intriguing and somewhat unusual aesthetic contrast. The combination of the historical context, the error feature, and the fine reverse has made this coin one of the most sought-after items in the world of numismatics. But how does this translate into market value? In today's auction market, the value of the 2011 Sacagawea Native American $1 with the rusty red obverse error is astronomical. While a standard Sacagawea coin might fetch a few dollars, this specific error coin has been known to sell for values well over $50,000, depending on its condition and the auction in which it is sold. The rarity of the error, combined with the historical significance of the Wampanoag Treaty, has made it an absolute gem for collectors. It's not just the coin's face value that matters here. It's the uniqueness and the backstory that make it a priceless artifact for those who understand its true worth. This coin has sparked intense interest among collectors, particularly those who specialize in error coins. With only a limited number of these errors making it into circulation, finding one in good condition is rare, and even rarer is one that is in nearly pristine condition like the one being discussed here. As more collectors become aware of its existence and its value, we can expect the demand to continue to rise, which will likely push the price even higher in future auctions. Now, let's turn our attention to the second coin in this collection, the United States gold-plated Sacagawea $1 2000 with the P mint mark, which is in black color, rusty, and dirty condition. This coin has an entirely different story to tell, yet it also boasts significant collector interest and value. The Sacagawea dollar with the P mint mark was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and its blackened, rusty appearance may not seem appealing at first glance, but let's explore why this coin has captured the attention of collectors and auction houses alike. The Sacagawea dollar 2000 with the P mint mark was issued as part of the same initiative to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. This coin also features Sacagawea on the obverse, but it differs slightly in its finish and the condition of the coin. The blackened and rusty appearance of this particular coin is the result of exposure to environmental elements over time, which caused the coin to become tarnished and discolored. The coin was likely stored improperly, causing it to develop a patina that some collectors might find less than ideal. However, what's interesting about this coin is that its appearance is a direct result of natural aging and corrosion, which only adds to its uniqueness. Unlike the gold-plated Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark, this coin was never intentionally altered or modified. Instead, it has developed its current state naturally, making it a product of its environment rather than a deliberate error. Many collectors appreciate the way that a coin ages and changes over time, and the natural corrosion of a coin like this can actually add to its value. Coins with a rusty or blackened finish are often seen as rarities because they offer a glimpse into the coin's history and journey through time. Coins like this are a testament to the passage of time, and collectors often find beauty in the imperfections that result from that process. The market value for the Sacagawea dollar 2000 with the P mint mark, even in this rusty, dirty condition, can still command a significant amount of money at auction. While it is not as highly valued as the pristine versions of the coin, the unusual appearance and the fact that it has survived in this condition for over 2 decades make it a collector's item. Based on current market trends and auctions, this coin could fetch anywhere between $180,000 and $220,000, depending on factors such as the level of interest from collectors and the specific auction circumstances. As with the first coin, the collector interest in this Sacagawea dollar stems from its unique features, historical significance, and the rarity of the coin's condition. The blackened, rusty finish only adds to its mystique, making it a perfect addition to a collector's set of rare and unusual coins. For collectors who are interested in coins that tell a story of survival, resilience, and time's effects, this Sacagawea dollar is a true gem. Next up, the 2011 Sacagawea gold-plated $1 coin with a D mint mark. This coin is part of a very small and unique series that commemorates Native American history and is particularly famous for its gold-plated finish and connection to the 1621 Wampanoag Treaty. The 2011 Sacagawea was issued with special significance as it marks the anniversary of the Wampanoag tribe's interaction with the Pilgrims during the first Thanksgiving. The mintage of these coins was intentionally limited, and they were produced in various finishes for collectors, making it an instant attraction to numismatists and collectors of historical American coins. The Sacagawea $1 coin, in general, is known for its depiction of Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a pivotal role in guiding the Lewis and Clark expedition. But the 2011 gold-plated version with the D mint mark takes this historical tribute to another level. The coin's obverse features a portrait of Sacagawea herself, with her infant son Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau as sculpted by artist Glenna Goodacre. The reverse, on the other hand, highlights a notable element of American history, the Wampanoag tribe's treaty with the Pilgrims. This side is laden with symbolism, featuring an image of the Wampanoag people and commemorating the alliance forged with the Pilgrims in 1621, a defining moment in early American history. What makes this coin even more unique is the gold-plated finish. Though it is not made of solid gold, the gold plating on this coin gives it a luxurious appeal, which adds to its collector's value. The gold plating process itself is relatively expensive, and when combined with the historical significance of the Wampanoag Treaty of 1621, it raises the value of this coin significantly. As with many limited edition coins, this one was primarily targeted at collectors, and it was not intended for circulation. This exclusivity is part of what drives its market value today. Moving on to the mintage figures for the 2011 Sacagawea gold-plated coin, this piece is extremely limited in its availability, which naturally contributes to its rarity and high demand among collectors. The U.S. Mint issued very few of these gold-plated coins, and most of them were distributed directly to collectors or through special sets, making them difficult to find in circulation. The exact number of coins minted is not readily available, but estimates suggest that only a few thousand were ever made, significantly increasing their rarity and value on the auction market. Now, let's talk about the most important part: the current market value. In today's auction world, this particular Sacagawea coin can fetch an incredible sum. Due to its historical significance, limited mintage, and gold-plated design, it is valued anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000, depending on the specific condition and the buyer's interest. What makes it especially appealing is that it is not just a coin but a piece of history that commemorates one of the most famous Native American alliances in U.S. history. The coin's fine condition further enhances its worth, as collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been well preserved. Coins like this are rare gems, and as time passes, they become more and more valuable. What's interesting is that while this coin is a relatively recent issue, its value has already appreciated dramatically over the years. The historical significance combined with the uniqueness of the coin's features ensures that its value will only continue to rise. Error coins, too, can significantly increase the market value of a coin. While there have not been many known errors reported for the 2011 Sacagawea gold-plated $1 coin, some collectors speculate that any such errors, whether in the design or minting process, could skyrocket the value of the coin into the higher range of $250,000 to $350,000, depending on the rarity of the error. Errors like double strikes or minting imperfections are highly prized in the numismatic community because they are so rare. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Valuable Coins. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, share it with fellow coin enthusiasts,